for seeing me, and here we are. Let me go ahead and pull up the live. Hopefully, I'm able to do that so quickly right after pressing the button. I should be able to. Let's check it out and see. Fingers crossed, I'm able to see it. Let's do it. Yes, I see it. Perfect. Let's do it. Okay. Am I doing it? Yes. Okay, perfect. Hi, Kim. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Pen. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Casey. Hello. Hello. I have my coffee in tow. Fresh pot of coffee. Very excited about that. Hello, Connie. And who else is here? Rosie and Jody and Kim. So good. Nice fresh cuppa. Let's see. Jacqueline's in from Ireland. Hello to you. Anna from Australia. Good morning, Brenda. Yes, I am up very, very early. We are here for our international viewers and for viewers who may not be able to get some sleep. So super happy to be able to be here with you guys this morning. So I have some things to play with this morning. If you guys like yarn, well, this is that live. I have an entire bin. Can you see it? So I have a bin of yarn that I need to go through. I'm going to show you the yarn and figure out what I'm doing with it. If I get through this bin soon enough, I have another box of yarn from Stash that I need to go through. So I'm sure we're all in the mood for looking at some yarn. I mean, if you're here, you kind of sort of know what it is that I do here on my channel. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, I'm Juan the Yarn Addict, and it's in the name. I'm a yarn addict. My name is Juan. I'm a yarn addict, all the things. So, hello, Heather. Good morning from nowhere, Delaware. Hello to you up there in Canada. Hello, Kim from down under. Hello, Naomi. Welcome in. And Fontrella, hello to you. A huge good morning to those of you guys that are local. Good afternoon to those who are further beyond. And good evening if you're even further away from that. So, yeah. I need to get through these bins because, as you guys may or may not know, I'm cleaning Stash. I'm going through everything. So I brought this bin in here because I'm sure if you live far away from here, you may have seen some of this yarn. You may not have seen some of this yarn, but we're going to clear up the mystery. So hello, Brigitte. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here from Netherlands. And we have Manuela here. Hello to you. Over the pond. Yes. Grab your paddles. Let's jump in the boat and go boating. Hi, Margaret. Welcome in. So good. Okay, let's dig in. So if you guys, well, you guys may or may not know this about me, but I love variegated yarn. This here is a variegated yarn. I love all the mixtures of colors here. Now, this is a classic yarn. This is a vintage yarn. And when I say vintage, it's older than 20 years. So this is an old yarn, all right? And when I say discontinued, they don't make this colorway anymore. So a lot of the yarns that I'm about to show you are vintage discontinued yarns. So they're 20 years or older, and they don't make them anymore. So this colorway is called Sugar and Spice. This is a vintage yarn that's discontinued. They don't make this anymore. So I have that, and I love this yarn. I love the older colors that they don't make anymore. So I collect it, and I make projects up with it, which I've showcased on the channel several times. Hi, Steven, welcome in. And let's see. Hello, Sandy, welcome in. Good afternoon, or good morning to all of you guys. So this colorway here, I've shown it before. It's called Sage Mary. And this is a vintage discontinued yarn. So we have purples and blues and like tans. It's really, really nice. Actually, I forgot to turn my alarm off. I didn't get that reminder. Ugh. Thank you for mentioning it. We may freeze, guys. We'll see. So Sage Mary, discontinued vintage variegated yarn. I have some more of this. Now, I made an entire sweater out of this colorway here. And you could tell, like, it's been around for a while. Discontinued vintage variegated yarn. This is called Earth and Sky. Clearly, you can understand why they named it Earth and Sky. You got the browns there and then the blues. I have 2 skeins of that. I need to find a section in my yarn room and just put all the discontinued vintage variegated yarns in like one space in the other room. I need to figure that out. The next one I have here is a discontinued vintage yarn. This is one of the newer of the discontinued vintage yarns. So this one here is called Antique. Antique, so you have, it looks like a plum purple with like a brown, a teal, and a white. Beautiful colors. I've never seen these colors run together like this, so I'm very curious to know what it's going to look like when it works up. But it's a beautiful colorway, and I have 2 of them here. And if you're wondering, like, what do you make with all of these busy yarns? Do you ever buy yarn from people? Yes, I do. I buy yarn from Facebook Marketplace. I buy yarn from the thrift store. I find yarn all over the place. I even trade yarn with people too. So anyway, I have these 2 here. Curious to know what that looks like worked up. Next, we have, this is a discontinued yarn, vintage, and it's called Spring. It looks like, I don't know, like Easter colors. It's called Spring. You have pastel colors. It's really nice. I think that's a yellow there. It could be like a mint green. Very nice. So we have that in there. And here we have another, I don't know, honestly, I don't know if this is a vintage yarn. I know that this is discontinued, but it's not vintage, I don't think. The colorway here is called Orchard Mist. As a matter of fact, I think they still make this, I think they still make this, but the ball band is different. It's no longer Craft Smart. It's called Loops and Threads. Good morning, Margaret. Welcome in. Hello, Naomi. Welcome in. Naomi says, oh my goodness, I had that yarn. I made a hat years ago, right? Good morning, DiPacino. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And what else do I have in the bin here? I have my swatches from my stitch tutorials. So guys, I have a playlist. It's called JTYA Stitch Academy. So I do these stitches. I teach you how to do stitches, like if you're interested. So this is like the iris stitch, the arcade stitch. And I've been holding on to these swatches. I'm not sure what to do with them just yet, but this was in the bin. Beautiful stitch there. All these stitches are in my Stitch Academy. The palm stitch. Beautiful, beautiful patterns there. I think this is the sprig. Really nice. Nice tight fabric there. What else do we have in the bin? We have an aligned puff stitch. Really nice. Put them together. The thing about it is they're different sizes, so I may have to do like a patchwork blanket, which is still a good idea. I can maybe just piece them together and do like a patchwork type blanket. I don't know, we'll see. We might get creative with it. I may take like neon colored yarns and make it for the kids, you know? We have the Catherine's wheel. Very nice. I want to try this with, I did it the way I wanted to do it. I thought about doing like instead of puffs, do like several stitches together, but no, it's fine. All right, next, what do we have in here? We have the iris, beautiful gradient there, iris stitch. What is this? This one here, what is this? The basket stitch. This is the basket stitch. Love that. Okay. We have some more antique yarn. Okay, now I need to get rid of some of this. So I have bags. I have these big bags that I'm going to put them in. Good morning to everybody I may have missed. Super glad that you're able to make it with us this morning. If you're new here, hi. I'm Juan the Yarn Addict. It's in the name, as they say. Should I go long ways? I wonder if I went that way, I could fit more. Let's see. I could potentially fit 4 going one way. Yeah. 4 going this way, and then I could do 2 going the other way. There we go. Maybe that's pushing it. We'll see. I'm not... Actually, you know what? Let's just do 1. That way it's nice and even, straight across. So it's easier to move the yarn around when you have a bunch of them, and you can just pick it up and put it in there. Now, what I should have done was squeeze the air out and then seal it. That way it stacks better. There we go. Very nice. All right, let me sit that there. Okay. Next, I have hobby yarn. Fantasy Jumbo. I love this. It's so, so nice. How many yards is in this? Only 240 meters. But they suggest an 8mm US letter L hook for this yarn. An 8mm. That's beautiful. And I have 1, I have 2. I may have to put this in a bag by itself. 3 and 4. I only have 4 of these. I bought it during some sort of sale that Hobby had. We love a good sale, right, guys? So, you guys get the best yarn. I gotta tell you, this is all older yarn. Like, I showcase a lot of vintage yarns, but there was a sale on Hobby the one time, and I took advantage of it. I'm like, I can't pass this up, you know? I don't know if I can fit all 4 in one bag. No, that's not going to work. When it doesn't work, I have to sit it to the side and say to myself, guess what, Juan? You're going to have to work it. You're going to have to do something with it. So maybe it's sitting there for a reason. Next, I have, let's see, this is Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber. So it's not anti-pilling, it's low pill. And I have a whip attached to it. So I need to figure that out, you know. So Rosie says, the sales always get me and I really don't need more yarn, but I can't help it. Listen, kindred spirits, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, take a look around. And this is only one room. I have multiple rooms like this. All right. What else is here? Here we have some Caron Windtuck. This is a vintage yarn. This is an older yarn before 1976. Yeah, this is called Berry Ombre. This yarn here is older than I am. Yep. Wow. This was on, the last price that's on here is $1.33. We know that we will never be able to find the Caron yarn for $1.33. Hi, Mary. Welcome in. Super happy to have you here. And now we're getting into these leftovers here. So this yarn right here is Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn. It is a thicker 4-weight yarn. It's not quite Aran weight, but it is a thicker 4-weight yarn, and it has like a washed effect. It almost looks like it's hand-dyed yarn, but super fun for those scrappy projects. Good morning, lady. Welcome in. Very, very nice. I love working with leftover yarns like that too. Just for any kind of random donation blanket. If you have those leftover yarns and you're like, what am I going to do with all that? Just make a donation blanket. You know, someone out there may be cold and they may need a blanket, and you have leftover yarn, so why not just put it all into a blanket? Yes. Here we have, there's no ball band, but I know what the yarn is. This here is Red Heart. I love this yarn. It's a thicker Aran weight. It's a 4-weight yarn, so it's Aran weight. And with this yarn, they suggest a 6.5 US letter K crochet hook. Super, super nice. When you work with the Aran weight yarns, it's not really kosher to work with the thinner 4-weight yarns. Keep your Aran weight with Aran weight. It looks crazy when you change the thicknesses of the yarn. That's like working with double knit and then going to a chunky yarn and then going back to a double knit yarn. It just doesn't look right. So you kind of want to stay with your same thicknesses when you're working with, like, you know, different yarns. I think I totally said that wrong, but you get the gist of it. So we have this wonderful color here, a vintage variegated yarn. You have gold, you have a brick color, a sky blue, and a white. Very, very nice. Love that. Unfortunately, I only have one of these, but that's okay. I'll put it into some sort of project. We have another Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, little leftover from a project. It's got like a sagey green with like a taupe. Really nice. All right. I'm showing you all the things, guys. This here is Premier Yarn Bamboo Chunky Anti-Pilling Acrylic. This here is a chunky weight yarn, and they suggest a 6.5 US millimeter letter K crochet hook. And I have, this is called Earl Grey, and this is called I can't remember. I can't remember, but white. It's like a white and like an Earl Grey. I thought I could remember the name, but okay. What else? What else is in the bag? Here we have some rope. You know what? I've never crocheted with rope before. I want to play with that. We'll see what we can do. All right. What else? I have these two blues. These are vintage yarns here. Caron Premium Acrylic. We have Sky Blue. And we have Royal Blue. Now, I have a whole bunch of this in a bag in the other room. So I'm going to put this right here. I need to put that with the other yarn. So hello to everybody coming in. Happy Monday. Super happy to see all of you wonderful people here. I'm doing a bit of cleanup. I'm cleaning up this bin right here. I pulled this from the other room and I said to myself, you know, I'm tired of walking past this and not doing anything with the yarn. I need to go through it, figure out what is what. This here is Red Heart Super Saver, and the colorway is called Grape Ivy. Beautiful. It's a patty green. That green that you're looking at, it's a patty green. You have lavender, you have a royal blue, and somewhere peppered in there is a dark, deep purple. Very, very nice. How is the room sorting? You're seeing it live right here. I'm going through everything, you know. I'm well on my way, though. Well on my way. So here we have some Elise Batik Alize. Beautiful. I bought this from Hobby Shoppy or from Hobium. I can't remember exactly which website I purchased this from, but I do have quite a bit of it. Let me just grab it. I purchased a bunch of this for a project. There should be 10 of these. Beautiful colorway. This would make a great wearable or like a throw blanket. Super, super nice. I'm going to put that down there. We're going to dig through the things, you know? All right. What do we have in here? So next we have a bunch of bags, which is necessary for all the packing and things. Let's see. What do we have in the bin? This here is Valley Yarns. It's the colorway is called Rain. Not Rain. I'm not sure. Because then it says like a rich purple. It's a beautiful purple colorway there. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to figure out what, oh, wait a minute. It's Valley Yarns Coleraine. Okay, I got it. They were writing what was on the label. Makes complete sense now. There you go. Very nice. So it looks like there's 3 donuts worth in this bag. This would be enough for a hat, I think, for like a donation hat. I think that's great. Beautiful, beautiful purple. We have some leftover yarns from projects. I love these. Some people think that I'm obsessed with this. They're correct. I'm obsessed with these. I love working with these yarns because I don't like wasting yarn. You know, not only am I a yarn addict, I don't like wasting yarn. So every possible way that I can use up every piece of it, I like doing that. So lots of scrappy projects, perfect. So here we have just a little itty bitty ball of a dark jewel tone variegated yarn. Really nice. Here we have, this is Loops and Thread Soft Classic, a medium 4-weight yarn. Beautiful. I have a lot of the yarn that's behind me here is Loops and Thread Soft Classic. It's a thicker 4-weight yarn. Very, very nice. I highly recommend it. Any thicker 4-weight yarn is really nice. So this yarn right here is all Karen 1 pound. Well, most of it, 99% of it. It's a thicker 4-weight yarn, which is really nice. This yarn here, there's no ball band to it. But I will tell you, this is a fingering weight yarn, superwash merino, so I don't even need a label to tell you that. So this is a superwash merino fingering weight yarn, and the colorway here looks like an aubergine colorway, like a deep eggplant purple color, or maybe an indigo. Beautiful, beautiful superwash merino fingering weight yarn. I would need to run this with something. It's too thin for me. Good morning, Candace. Welcome in. Very happy to have you. Next, we have some leftover yarn. It's not a leftover. It's actually a caked up yarn here. It's white. I believe that this yarn here is a 4-weight. So it's a 4-weight acrylic in white. Very nice. This last one that I have in the bin is Juniper Moon, color 1021. It's alpaca. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's super, super soft. Alpaca. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Alpaca. It's got a nice little shine to it too. And it appears to be of the DK weight persuasion. These good yarns need to go in, like, I should use these more often, but I'm like, ooh, this is good yarn. Hold on to it for like a really good project, you know? That's just how I am when it comes to this yarn. Perhaps I shouldn't be that way, but I am. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna pack the bags. Like, I'm gonna bag everything up and put it in here. So let's just take a look. I'm not gonna bag up anything like that. So I'm gonna do a bag of this vintage variegated yarn. This is gonna help me clear up this bin, and then I could take these bags and put them on the shelves. I wonder if this will fit. And the reason why I'm putting them into these bags like this is all discontinued vintage variegated yarn. I'm not going to be able to find any more colorways like this unless I go to like Facebook Marketplace or estate sales or places like that. So I'm not really interested in organizing by colorway with this. Unless I have like a bulk colorway, I much prefer the zippy bags, if I'm being honest. Squeeze the air out of it and then seal it shut. There we go. Okay. This was also in the bin. This is Premier Anti-Pilling Acrylic. This is a very thin 4-weight yarn. They actually suggest a 4.5 US number 7 crochet hook, and I would actually agree. So it's like the same thickness as a DK weight yarn. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this in here, just like that. This yarn bee, this would be great for a tutorial on, honestly. So I'm not going to put this in the bin. I'm actually going to cake this up on the caker and put this to the side for an upcoming like stitch tutorial or something, because I think this looks really great like under the camera light. So I'll hold on to that just for that. The only thing I have left to bag up are these. So I do have the slider bags over here. I reuse these, by the way. I've used these several times, as you can tell. Once I go through the yarn, I fold up the empty bag, and then when I need it, I pull it back out again. So this bag seems to be slightly larger. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see. One. I was hoping to get all 4 skeins in here. I don't know if that's going to be possible. It's always a challenge with these yarns. Hold on. I'll just have to put this in a separate bag. If it's not going to fit, it's not going to fit, you know? Good morning, Myra. Welcome in. Very happy to have you. It's 5:28 here in Nowhere, Delaware. We're going by Eastern Standard Time over here, obviously. Okay. So I have a box over there, but I need to clear up these leftover yarns. Actually, no, I need to get these cakes out of here. We're just going to keep the bagged yarns in here. All right. Let me bring this one up. So yes, I have another box. I have tons of these, by the way, just like this, that I need to go through. I've shown it on the channel. I sit it in the box, and then I move the box out of the way, and here we are with a bunch of boxes filled with yarn that I need to go through. So it's great content for the channel because we have a bunch of people who may not have seen this stuff before, you know? Hello, Christy. Welcome in. 2:28 a.m. here, so I'm going to bed. All right, well, have a great night or morning. Okay. What do we have? So cake-wise, we have this butter yellow, very nice. Have no idea what the name of this yarn is, but that's okay. We don't need to know. What I can tell you is it is acrylic. It's an acrylic yarn. It's a medium 4-weight yarn, perfect for donation blankets. 64 degrees in Connecticut. I think we're somewhere in the same temperature range over here in Delaware. Very, very nice yarn. Actually, I have a bunch of this. This is a discontinued vintage variegated yarn. Actually, no, it's not. This is called Aspen Print. I think they still make this. It's not discontinued. It is variegated, though. I'm going to put this over here. So, what else? This here is Latte Stripes. Doesn't look like it, but it is. So I'm going to put this over here. What else? What else? I have a variegated yarn. It's called Dove, Red Heart. Hello, Face Get Cake. Welcome in. Hi, Jade. Welcome in. Hello from South Africa. It's 11:30 in the morning for us. I love that for you and for me and for us. It's so, so good. Love that. A swatch. This was from one of my sessions, Crochet with JTYA. Someone said, hey, Juan, can you crochet a circle? Show us how to crochet a circle. So there you go. Very nice. Boop. All right. This here is some hand knitting yarn. Very nice. It looks like it ombres. I believe this was made in China. These are 50-gram skeins. Yeah, this was made in China. 218 yards, 200 meters per donut here. And I believe it's fingering weight yarn. It's fingering weight. It's very, very thin. That's why it's still sitting in the bag. I'm not a huge fan of thinner yarn. I mean, it has a purpose. I know lots of people work with it, but not me. If I have to, I'll double it up with like another fingering weight yarn, or I'll run like a DK weight yarn with it. But just fingering weight yarn, not a fan. Good morning, Trish. Welcome in. Thank you for popping on in here. I have recipes. I've shown these on the channel already, so I'm just going to sit them over there. I have another cake of latte stripes. I really need to work with this yarn. Okay. So it looks like I don't know what that is. Let's see here. Let me just bring this over. Hold on. Okay, so in the box, it looks like I have full skeins. So I'll just show you what these are and I'll set them on the table and then I'll bag them. So we have Reinhardt Super Saver in burgundy. This particular skein is a vintage skein. You can tell it's got the gold band around it, but they still make burgundy, so it's not discontinued. So this is Red Heart burgundy. And if this is the first time you're seeing a Red Heart, because we have a lot of international viewers, this is 8 ounces and 225 grams. Let's see here. These older skeins don't have much in the way of specs, but I will tell you there's approximately 300 yards, or sorry, 300 meters per skein here. And yeah, machine washable and dryable. It's acrylic. Okay. Next, woo, this is an old yarn. This is Lion Brand Sayel. You can tell from the label here. The colorway is turquoise. Very soft. I mean, this skein is probably older than me, and I love it. It just goes to show that an acrylic yarn, it will stand the test of time as long as it's taken care of properly, right? So very nice. Hi, Jax. Welcome in. I see you. I see you. I see you. You're probably sleeping. Got the notification and looked up and was like, it's too early for me. And I agree, it is early. So this here is a very, very old yarn, guys. This is Aunt Lydia's. Look at this. Aunt Lydia's in purple. Wow. Well, actually, the colorway is called Lilac. Oh my goodness gracious. So this is heavy rug yarn. It's 100% polyester, machine washable and dryable, a heavy rug yarn used for making beautiful punch needle, hooked, crocheted, and various projects. Wow. Super, super nice. You got one eye open. Listen, I hear you. I know all about it. So this one here is called Mint. Very bright and vibrant. Love this. I don't know if they still make these colorways, but that's okay. I can tell by the ball band that it's been around for a while. This is Caldor yarn. Who remembers Caldor? Wow. Medium 4-weight yarn, ready to knit. The colorway here is light blue, obviously. Light blue. Caldor. Wow. What else do we have in the box here? So Red Heart Classic in white. Next we have some Oran Sayel Leewards in white. When it comes to these skeins here, I mean, these older skeins, they really didn't put much in the way of information on here. So I'm not going to sit here and spend time digging around. I mean, typically these skeins are equivalent to like this. So an 8-ounce skein, it has approximately 300 meters on it. So it just really depends. But for the most part, it's the same. Like this mainstays yarn here is a soft beige. This is an older yarn. It's a 4-ply worsted weight yarn. And let's see here, 228 grams, 8 ounces. And that's literally all that it has. Well, it's machine washable and dryable too. So, yeah. All right, what else? What else? We have Miracle Match, medium 4-weight yarn. Look at this. Miracle Match, and this here is in red, clearly beautiful, beautiful, vibrant red. I remember this. I don't know if this is necessarily 20 years old, but I remember, I think the early 2000s, Team Spirit yarn, and this here is a red blue. They did a whole line of these with like various color combinations. Traditionally, like colors that people would use for their teams. They didn't have a bunch of them, but they had enough that you could pick and choose the different ones there. So this is red and blue, and it's a medium 4-weight yarn. It's a thinner 4-weight yarn, nonetheless a 4-weight. They do suggest a 5.5 millimeter US letter I hook. It's machine washable and dryable, and it is 100% acrylic. So there's that. We have some more of that Miracle Match yarn, but in like a brown. Is that a brown? Yes, brown. What else do we have in the bag? Super Value DuPont acrylic. This is lavender. A vintage yarn. Very nice. I love this. Natura Deluxe acrylic, medium 4-weight yarn. See, these are the kinds of yarns that I would absolutely love to just work up into a project to like bust through the stash. Even if it means me having to run like multiple strands of different colors into like a boho project, it would look really, really nice. Very, very nice. Okay. We have some Red Heart Classic in Country Red. That's beautiful. Similar to what I'm wearing. All right, what else? What else do we have? We have some Windtuck yarn in a blue. When you hear me say Windtuck, automatically vintage yarn, older than 20 years. It's been longer than 20 years since they even used Windtuck or Orlon acrylic. It's very, very old yarn. So we have some Windtuck yarn in a white. And the thing I like about the Windtuck yarn, believe it or not, it works up beautifully with any hook. Like, it's really nice yarn. This is Natura Deluxe acrylic. We have some Red Heart in black. Pretty straightforward. We know what black looks like. We have some medium 4-weight yarn. This is acrylic. This is called Softgan. DuPont acrylic. That's another word. If you hear me say DuPont acrylic, it's also vintage, old yarn. So it doesn't even have a UPC label. That's how old this yarn is. This is before 1976. If you don't see any of the UPC barcodes. So here's another one without a barcode, older than me. This is Sayel's Sport yarn. So this is a sport weight yarn. It's pretty thin. This is definitely a yarn that I don't typically work with, and that's okay. What else do we have in here? We have some tapestry wool. This is really nice. I love this colorway. The ball band is telling us it's just colored 1980. 75 cents is what this cost. Very deep wine burgundy color. Absolutely gorgeous. Didn't mean to shake it at you guys like that. We have Designer's Choice Silky Wool. Oh, this is beautiful. silky wool. And it's very, very thin. It's like fingering weight yarn. It's called Purple Orchid. Absolutely gorgeous. What else do we have? So we have a bunch of this yarn here. It's called Mirasol yarn. So this here, it's a fine 2-weight yarn. It's like a sport weight. And what is in this? So this is 40% wool, 40% silk, 20% viscose, and you can definitely feel the silk. It's very, very soft. We also have it in this colorway here, and that colorway, and that colorway right there. Very, very soft silk yarn. Absolutely gorgeous, and those 3 colors look spectacular together. Do I have any more of that? No. So that's pretty much it right there. I'm going to sit this by itself. It needs to go into an organza bag. So for your natural fibers, I would strongly encourage you guys, if you have some in stash, get yourself some organza bags. It really does protect your natural fibers against like wools and things. Not wools, against moths and any other elements that may try to get to it. And then let's just pull that like that. And so now the silk is protected. I'm going to sit this, where am I going to sit this? I'll sit that right there. Next, we have some Yickety Yak Nepali yak wool. That's beautiful. Yak wool. Hand wash, lay flat to dry, all the things. Very, very nice. We have some mystery yarn here. I have no idea what that is. Here we have some chenille. Wood brown chenille. Oh my, what would we make with that? What would we make with that? So this looks like, this is, I don't know, I have no idea what this is. Actually, this yarn here is the same as this yarn here. So this is actually caked up yarn. I'll put that right there. That's that silk. Next, we have 2 of these skeins here. It's called Tehete yarn. Tehete yarn. It's 35% merino, 25% nylon, 20% acrylic, and 20% viscose. It's a 50-gram skein made in China, and it's hand washed, lay flat to dry. And do they offer a hook size suggestion? They do not. But what I will tell you is it feels like fingering weight. I would suggest a 2.75 millimeter knitting needle / crochet hook. 2.75. Next, we have some Tapestry 8-ply. This is gorgeous. Tapestry 8-ply. It's a shame I don't have a lot of this, but it's a vintage yarn. So next we have some Patton's Croix sock yarn. Love this colorway. This would be great for socks. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Last but not least in the box here, we have some triplex 100% wool made in Norway. So this is a vintage yarn. There's no barcode on it. Triplex made in Norway. Hi, Lorraine. Welcome in. So it looks like a DK weight yarn. Let me take a closer look here. So everything is in Dutch, which, I mean, there's some words similar, or Norwegian, I don't know. Norwegian, Dutch, no. I have no idea what it says. Anyway, so that's what's in this box. What I'm going to do is bag this yarn up here very quickly. I have my Zippy Zips, my recyclables. I've already used this yarn. Hi, I'm from Sweden. Do you have any Swedish yarn? I live in Switzerland, though, at the moment. So no, I don't have. I have yarn from South Africa. I have yarn from India, um, Turkey, but nothing from those two countries, unfortunately. I have German yarn, and I have yarn from France and Italy, but nothing from those two countries, unfortunately. Someday, we shall see. So I'm going to do the same thing I've done before. Because this is all vintage yarn, and I'm going to be using these for donation projects, I have no need to organize by color because I'm going to use them all anyway. So I'm just putting them into this bag like this. No rhyme, no reason. So I zip until almost at the end there, squeeze the air out, and then seal shut. Let's grab another one. Come on, we can do it. So I don't typically bag yarn first thing in the morning, but I've been on a cleaning spree as of late, and I'm all about cleaning up my stash. So that's what I've been doing. Okay. No rhyme, no reason. Just getting it all cleaned up. And a lot of you guys ask me, like, hey, Juan, why are you bagging up your yarn? I got to tell you, it's a lot easier picking up one bag of yarn that's got 6 or 7 skeins in it, as opposed to moving 6 or 7 skeins separately. It's just, it's too much of a headache, you know? I'm going to keep, no, I'm not. I'm going to bag it up. Let's bag it up, bag it up, bag it up. Get it out of here. I had this sitting in the studio. This box was sitting in the studio by my closet. And I'm like, you know, I need to get that box out of here. This is going on the wall. Not this one, but the one in the next room. So I'm going to keep that out. All right. So put that back there. The rest of this yarn here, let me see. Let me see. I'm going to keep this sock yarn out. But the rest of this yarn, I'm just going to put it here for future donations. So you guys may see me pop into a live. When we go back to doing the share yarn, you may see this yarn again. Just foreshadowing, teasing. I'm sharing this yarn with the channel. A bunch of skeins of wool. I have more than I can shake a stick at, so I have no need to keep this. I feel like if I keep this yarn, I'm hoarding, and I don't want to hoard this. So I'm going to share this. And the box is empty. Yay! Time for coffee. Good morning, everybody. Super happy to have all of you wonderful folks here. Thank you for popping on in here. Thank you. Okay, so on the table, as you can see here, I have a bunch of these cakes. These are going to be Boggy Creek blankets. So if you're international and you haven't heard me mention Boggy Creek, you may say, Juan, what is even that? Boggy Creek is a camp in Florida, and it's a camp that specializes in housing chronically ill children. They spend a week down there with doctors, and the doctors are the camp counselors. And part of the whole experience is these chronically ill children get a chance to know what it's like to actually be a kid and camp and have all the fun. So part of what we do here is we make these blankets for those kids in Florida. And I mean, I've been talking about it now for well over a year. There's a handful of channels out there that also talk about it. But my point is I use all of these leftover yarns to make blankets for the kids. And so when you're making blankets for kids, they love all the colors. It doesn't even matter like what is even that, you know, if you like it and it makes you happy, put it together and make a blanket, you know? Just no rhyme, no reason. Just make blankets for kids. And so all colors are good colors. All yarn is good yarn. They do have some requirements though, which, for some, they're like, really? But for most of us, it's no problem. It's got to be machine washable and dryable. Remember, these kids are chronically ill, so they have to be able to sanitize and do all the things. So when I go through my stash, what I do is I make sure that the yarns are machine washable and dryable, which these are. So I'm going to be working up these blankets for the kids. They don't want natural fibers, which is, it's understandable because of allergies. So I do have a lot of wool, but they can't have that, So far this season, per my count, I have somewhere between, because I just made some, so I have somewhere between the realms of 40 to 45 blankets completed for Camp Boggy Creek. I usually do about 3 a week. This last podcast episode that I aired, I did 6. So, yeah. I love old yarn as well, although no yarn ever gets too old. Absolutely. All yarn is good yarn, and especially if it's for donations, for kids who would really appreciate the fact that, like, we made something for them. Also, too, a really great way to work through your yarn is to make hats for the homeless, right? There's a lot of YouTube channels out there that are looking for people to donate hats. I mean, I'm not one of them, unfortunately, but I am one who crochets tons and tons and tons of hats. So yeah, I have an entire bag. I have now somewhere between 150 to 200 hats completed. So I have a few places I'm going to be sending them to. But yeah, I love making things for people. So it's a lot of fun. Anyway, enough about me. How are you guys? How are all of you guys? I'm talking a mile a minute. You would have thought I drank a whole pot of coffee. Not true. I literally had maybe 3 sips and that's it. Right, Naomi. Scarves too. Absolutely. Because, yeah. Good morning, Snowy Cat. Welcome in. Happy Monday morning. Very happy to see you here. My friends from across the pond and beyond, right? Very happy to have all of you wonderful folks here. And for those of you guys that are probably asking yourself, like, Juan, you normally don't go live this time. What is even this? So I'm here to reach my international viewers, and for those of you guys who may be insomniacs and can't sleep. I decided to do this just to put myself in front of people who are, all over the place, So I come on. I'm up anyway. I figured why not just press the button and hang out with you guys for a little while, give you a little glimpse of what I do first thing Monday morning. And yeah, here we are. Yes, there she is. So Trisha says, couldn't sleep, and here you are. Absolutely. And that's another thing, guys. Like, as of late, it's been early Monday mornings. I may change that up. Just to be able to reach different people at different times. Right, as of right now, I know I get a lot of people from like the UK, Europe, but I also want to be able to come on and grab people from Turkey and beyond there. So I may come on a little earlier than 5 o'clock in the morning. I may come on a little later than 5 o'clock in the morning. But my point is to just reach out to as many people as I can and say, hey, I'm Juan. I'm a yarn addict. I love yarn. If you like yarn too, come watch. Come watch and hang out with us, Am I going to be available tonight? More than likely, yeah, I should. I'll try and get a nap. If not, I'll fight through it like I did last week. It's absolutely okay. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday to you guys. Hi, Val. Welcome. Neighbor. Hello, Joanne. It's your birthday today, so happy birthday. Super happy that you're here. For me, it's not even 6 o'clock in the morning yet, so vocal cords are not awake, but maybe we can catch up sometime later on in the day. Hi, want to make blanket kits, which include the blanket book and the stuffy that matches the book. I donate to a local foundation this year. I made 100 kits. That's great. I love that. You just stumbled in here and I'm from overseas, I will now hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much, Jamila. I really appreciate that. Super, super nice. I love it. And again, I know there's viewers from all over the globe that love yarn. Like, there is this preconceived notion that, like, only us local folks love yarn, but the truth is, it's worldwide. Lots of people love yarn from all over the place. And the only way that I can really outreach to you guys is if I go on at these weird, obscure times for me, which are probably normal times for you. You know, like for instance, it's 6 o'clock in the morning here. It's probably 8 o'clock at night over in Australia. You know, so if I want to hit them around dinner time, I need to be on here at probably 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, you know? So thank you so much for subscribing, Pamela. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so, so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys are here. And yeah, so look forward to seeing me at these obscure times so that you guys can have a live. Hello, Monica. Welcome in. Happy Monday morning. You like the happy open yarnies, and so far you're only the second channel I found that I can enjoy with a smile and oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's so kind. Trisha says it's 3 a.m. in California. I love that for you. Actually, no, I don't. I don't like that it's 3 o'clock in the morning for you. That's so early. Oh my goodness. Northumberland, hello to you. Welcome in. Oh, I don't know how you guys do it. How are you guys awake at 3 o'clock in the... Well, actually, you know what? I can't say that because there are times where I'm up crocheting at 3 o'clock in the morning, telling myself I have all the things that I need to get done, you know? Good morning, Julia. Nice to see you with my morning coffee instead of a night drink. Well, right. Right? So anyway, it's 8 p.m. in Australia, see? Yep, I was close, right? Oh, so glad to see you guys here. You have fibromyalgia and you're up at odd hours. Yeah. For me, I design crochet patterns. So a lot of times my crochet patterns don't go the way I want them to, and my mind will not rest until I figure it out. Case in point, I was working on a pattern yesterday, all day yesterday, right? And then the repeat wouldn't work after the third repeat. I said, you know what? I'm not resting until this repeat works. So what did I do? I frogged the entire thing all the way back to the beginning. Yes, I did. All the way back to the slip knot at the very beginning. And I recrocheted everything. I redesigned everything. And it took me until, I want to say, 10:30 at night, 11:30 at night to finally get it. But I figured it out. I was not laying down. I was not closing my eyes until I figured it out. So, yeah. Now, my alarm may be going off in 1 minute. I may actually have to pause, turn off the alarm, and then come back. We'll see. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome in. Very, very nice. Yes, I obsess over these. Hold on. Am I back? Hold on. I don't see myself. I have a black screen. But as long as you guys can see me, I'm good. Yes? Okay. Luckily, I can see myself on the computer. So, for some reason, I can't see myself. Do I really need to see myself? I know what I look like, right? So, Xavier, hello to you. Welcome in. It's 8 p.m. in Australia. Wow, that's great. I love it. You're a freestyle crocheter a lot, and you need to learn to write patterns as I go because I just forget the needle sizes and the way I made them. Perfect. So I have a Stitch Academy on my channel. It's a playlist. I have somewhere around 65 different crochet stitches. If you're interested in possibly taking a look at that, if there's a stitch that's new to you, feel free to watch it. My stitch tutorials are not long. I trim the fat, as they say. So I just show you what you need to know, and then you can just run with that. I don't want to waste your time. So a lot of my older ones are longer because I didn't know any better. But my newer ones, I try to squeeze into like 10 minutes or less. So I show you what you need to know and then you go on with it, you know? So I have tons of things that you're able to watch. I have over 1,100 videos on my channel. Tons of things for you to watch. If you like what you see and if you haven't subscribed already, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And you can always suggest something. So in my videos, if something inspires you and you don't know how to make it, just put it in the comments of my videos and say, hey, can you show us how to do this? I get those comments in my studio app. Even if the video is a year old, it tells me that you put a comment in there. And then I take your request and I put it on a list. And I have a list of requests. It's like a request list. And then I go ahead and I work that request list. So, yeah. Do you have to pay for this? No, it's free. You don't have to pay for anything. You can go to my playlist. All those tutorials are absolutely free. They're there for you to enjoy. So, yeah. We get, yes, we got to get Juan to 100K. Yes, I do want my plaque, my silver play button. So, where are we at? I didn't even look. It's been a few days since I looked, I think. So, we're at 88.7. At least that's what it says here, 88.7. My goal is to get to 100K by New Year's Eve. So we still have a little bit of time. I want to say 11,300 subbies is what I need to get my to hit my goal of 100,000 subscribers. So fingers are crossed. If I don't get there, that's fine too. We work very hard here on this channel, and I'll continue to do it even if we don't hit it. It's fine. Oh yes, that's right. Julia, thank you so much for reminding me. Not only do we have tutorials, but I have patterns. I make blankets, I make shawls, I make wearables. I have tons and tons and tons of tutorials of different things, hats, beanies, scarves, you name it, I have it on there. And I also have a Ravelry account. So I have written patterns, if you like written patterns. So a lot of the tutorials that you see on my channel, there is a written pattern for most of them. You can go to my Ravelry and check that out. I have a bunch of free patterns, and then I also have paid for patterns. So yeah, tons of things for you guys to be able to check out and take a look at. So again, look at the freebies. If you like the way that I do my written patterns, you know, get those freebies, work them up, play around with those. And you know what? I got to tell you something. I used to have a bunch of viewers of the channel who did not know how to read a pattern. But the way that I write my patterns, I put them in plain English as best as I can. But if you take the written pattern and you watch the video, it falls right in line. And if you follow the written pattern with the video, you'll actually be able to read my patterns. And then you can say to yourself, wait a minute, now I understand what he means by this because of what he just said. So my pattern person actually watches my tutorial and types it up for me as I do my video on those projects. Sometimes I actually write it out and give it to my pattern person. But yeah, my patterns actually follow my videos. So yeah. Kim, you're excited about the crochet along. I'm excited for you. So yeah, we're doing a blanket for the fall. Very, very nice. Yep. So anyway, if you're ever interested in checking out patterns, even if you can't read them, grab yourself a freebie pattern and match it up with one of my videos. Watch the video and have the paper there in front of you, and you'll be able to see what each thing means. Super, super easy, you know? So anyway. Hello, Sherry Astrahan. Welcome in here. Hello, Nugget. Welcome in. And everyone else I may have missed. Super happy to have you guys here. And also, too, oh, thank you so much, Donna. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate that. I also just want to put it out there, guys, that, and I mentioned this earlier, if there's a stitch that you don't see in my Stitch Academy and you want me to do a video, put it into the comments. I get it through the Studio app, and I'll put it on the list. So a lot of what you see on my channel actually came from the viewership. The viewers requested it. Like the stuff that is behind me, like the shawl that's behind me, that was from a viewer who requested it and said, hey, Juan, can you make a shawl? I made the shawl. And we wrote up a pattern. We did a video on it and all the things. So, yeah, love that. And let's see, Jamila says, well, thank you. Now I know what I'm doing today, looking through your lists. I've got crochet blocks, so I started naming Barbie clothes again until I feel inspired to feel, well, there you go. Start small, think big. It's perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much, Teresa, for your kind words. I really do appreciate that. Oh, the corner to corner tutorial. Yeah, lots of people like that one. I want to change the thumbnail, though. It's kind of outdated. It's an older tutorial, but still good nonetheless, right? Anyway, you just heard about the crochet along. Do you have details about it? So in the coming weeks, we're going to have a kickoff live. So I'm going to have a live stream kickoff. I'm going to show you the project finished. That's what I like to do before we start the crochet along. I will show you the finished blanket, and then I'm going to walk you through the process. I'm going to tell you how much yarn you're going to need. I'm going to tell you how long it's going to be. Right now, the word is out there that, because I had a poll on the channel, because I usually do a make along or a crochet along, and I let the viewers pick. The poll was out there. The crochet along won with 87% of the vote. So we had almost 1,000 people vote. 87% wanted to have a crochet along, so we're going with the crochet along. And as soon as I got those results, I put yarn to a hook. So I'm in the process of crocheting it, and when I'm finished, we'll do a kickoff, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. All right? Oh, thank you so much, Jess, for the super chat. She says, because hubby got paid and because you're awesome. Well, you're awesome too, Jess. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Super, super nice. I love the shawl on the back. I've always wanted to do one. Maybe that could be it. So it's called Timeless Reflections, the shawl back there. This one right here is Timeless Reflections. This one here is the Easy Breezy shawl. And I don't know if you can see the purple one. I have a purple one here. It's the offset V-stitch. That one right there. Offset V-stitch. And I have a tutorial for all of those on my channel. All three of those we have tutorials for. Very fast, fun, and easy. But I will tell you, in my neck of the woods, we are in fall, we're in autumn, so the winter months are coming. So my shawls, my ponchos, all those things are going to start getting thicker and heavier for the colder weather. As you can tell, these are holier, they're lacier because we had summer, we had warmer weather. So do you have a pink one? Melody, I do not have a pink one. Nope, no pink one here. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. You can't see the purple one. I do apologize. Hold on. Let me pan over. It's this one right here. I can't see myself on this camera, so hold on. There it is. All right, so there it is. It's really, really nice. Anyway, that same exact one is literally on the tutorial. You can check out the thumbie on my channel. I think the playlist is called Tutorials, and it's up there. And a lot of people have watched it. We have almost 20,000 views on that video. And for those of you guys who may ask, I do have left and right-handed crochet tutorials. I crochet with my left, but thanks to technology, I can take my video and flip it for the right-handed crocheters. So everybody has a tutorial, and they're absolutely free. You don't have to pay for any of my tutorials. They're free. So feel free to check that out. I will tell you, though, that I do have paid for patterns with some of these videos. I have free ones as well on my Ravelry, so check that out. You know, if you like what you see, go ahead and get it. But I do strongly encourage you to check out the free ones first to make sure that the way I write my patterns is something that you can understand and enjoy first. I don't feel comfortable with people just, you know, perhaps paying for a pattern and then saying to themselves, I don't know if I can read this. So try the freebie first. And if you like what you see, then try the other ones, you know. Can I make a pink one? Of course, actually, I have made a pink one in the past with Premier Puzzle, like a chunky 5-weight yarn. Donna, you're left-handed too? kindred spirits, right? Super, super nice. I do have to tell you, Melody, pink is not my favorite color. We all have our favorite color, and then we have a color that we don't really care for. Pink for me is not the color I enjoy working with. So I can definitely tell you, here's the pattern. Feel free to work, because honestly, what use do I have with a pink project? It's just not my favorite color. I apologize. I know there's a lot of pink lovers out there, but I also have to tell you that to this level, this is how much I dislike the color pink. I have tongs in case I ever come across anything pink. And the label that's here, it says Blink Snatcher. I don't even call it pink. I call it Blink. See? Blink Snatcher. And so if I find anything pink, I pick it up like this, and then I put it in a bag. And I don't like touching the color. That's how much I don't like pink. I pick it up and I move it. I'm like, get it out of my way. Get it out of my way. I don't want to see it. Ugh. And it works perfectly. It's got rubber tips, so nothing slips. It's so good. And I treat it like it's, an hors d'oeuvre, or like something from a picnic, and you're picking it up off of like the tray. And I am a purple lover. My favorite color is purple. So I love all things purple. So, yeah. It's all in good fun though. Like, and to the short story of it all is that I have, I'm one of 11. I have 10 sisters. And growing up, my sisters fought tooth and nail over the color pink, whether it was the pink dress or the pink brush or the pink Barbie doll or the pink little toy. All through my childhood, all through my teenage years, my sisters would always fuss and fight over the color pink. There was pink everywhere all of my years growing up, so much so that I just dislike the color. I don't like it around me. I don't like using it, but I know and understand that I sit in front of a camera and I have a bunch of people who watch me. So if a recipe calls for the color, I will use it, but with silent protest. With silent protest, I will go ahead and work with it. But just know, if you ever see me working with pink, deep down inside, very, very deep down inside, I'm trying to work with it. Oh, so yeah, there's that. And I would never win those. And the thing about it is when it comes to the pink, it wasn't like they were forcing the pink on me. It was always around me, and they were always fussing over the color pink. And I'm like, why are you guys? It's just a color. Like, relax. Ugh. Yes, I can make a random one. Absolutely, Melody. Yes. I'm number 7 of 11. I have 10 sisters. I'm not the oldest. I'm not the baby. I'm smack dab right in the sandwich of it all. I'm in the lunch meat portion of the sandwich. So I'm number 7 of 11. The story is my parents wanted to have my oldest sister, Nancy. She's the eldest. After Nancy, they tried for a boy. They didn't get the boy, so they kept trying and kept trying and kept trying. They tried so many times that number 7. So, yeah. And then after me, they wanted another girl. So the sister that's next in line after me, her name is Angie. Angie was planned, right? So they had Nancy, they kept trying until they got me, and then they wanted another girl. Don't know why, because there was a whole bunch of them before me. I don't know. And then they tried for another boy and kept trying, and then after the very last one, they said, no more, we're done. So that's kind of how that went. And I'll tell you, all growing up, it was, the big spaghetti pot and, big meals for big families, a loaf of bread, with a pound of cheese, a pound of meat or whatever. And it was like, a factory line, but, and all of that never bothered me. But the one thing that really irked my soul was the fact that they would never, never, never share the color pink. All of my sisters had to have all the pink. They absolutely love that color. And so that's why the color is off-putting to me. So, yep, we have a big table, lots of chairs, lots of talking, lots of noise. That's kind of why I do like the quiet. Like, I do like it quiet. But yeah, so there's that. Yes, big family. I have lots of nieces and nephews and all the things. Huge family. And my one cousin has 13 children. She has 12 girls and one boy. Yep. So I don't know the reasoning behind all of that. I think it had something to do with the fact that, like, she had the oldest daughter. She tried for a boy and kept trying. And the only boy that she had, his name is Richard, came, and I think he was number 10 of 13. So, yep. Big family over here. Lots of people. And believe it or not, now that I think about it, my cousin that has the 13 kids, she crochets. Yes, she does. She crochets. She's not into it like me. I don't think anybody in my family's into it like me. I think I'm the only one that's like the yarn addict of the family. But I do have random family members that crochet. They're casual crocheters. Like, they'll pick it up one day out of a month, and they'll spend the entire day watching videos, and they'll crochet, and it'll be the only time that whole month that they'll crochet, you know? So, yeah. Julie says, where my dad kept trying for a girl. Wow. Well, I would have loved to have a brother, but that never happened for me. I had all sisters. I told my mom one time, I said, Mom, how come I didn't have a brother? I have all these ridiculous sisters. She says, Juan, they're not ridiculous. And if you want a brother, go ahead and draw one. I'm like, what? She's like, if you draw one, it's on paper. You'll always have it. You can name it yourself. You can make your brother look like anything you want him to look like. Draw your brother. You could talk to it. You can tell it all your hidden secrets. And you'll never, ever, ever have to worry about any of the things getting out to anybody else. Draw your brother. I'm like, really? She's like, because you're not getting one from me. She's like, you're not getting one from me. Go ahead and draw one. It was always a running joke, you know? I said, but you kind of gave me the sisters. And she's like, well, the best thing about the sisters is, you know what they like to fuss about, right? So you know what to get them every year for Christmas. Get them anything with pink. Let them fuss over it. And see, my parents fed into it, because if they weren't fussing at them, they were fussing at each other. And see, the one thing that some of you may or may not know, my mom is a deaf mute. She cannot hear, she cannot speak. So to her, it doesn't matter how loud you are. She can't hear you anyway. It doesn't matter. So if you want to scream, yelp, holler, and all the things, go ahead and do that. It never affected my mother. And my dad, he just tuned everybody out. He's like, none of that even mattered to him. So my mom said, if you want your sisters to leave you alone, get them anything in pink. Get them the pink things and let them fuss over it. So a lot of times back in the day, a lot of us Gen Xers and before, you know what jellies are called, right? The jelly shoes. So I would get one of my sisters a pair of like jelly shoes, and then another sister those plastic bangle bracelets that you can play with in pink and neon colors back in like the late 80s. And they would fuss and fight over those jelly shoes, those all the things, right? So I learned that as long as they're fussing with themselves, they're not bothering me. So yeah, maybe they were onto something, but I didn't like the fact that they were like, just draw your brother. Go ahead and draw your brother. Tell him all your secrets. No one has to know. I'm like, oh, okay. Instead of drawing my brother, I actually picked up writing. and I kept a journal. And I decided for myself that, it's okay to not have a brother, because shortly after that whole thing, at 9 years old, I mentioned this earlier, I was part of the Big Brothers Big Sisters program back in the late 80s. I think 1989. I was part of the Big Brothers Big Sisters Association, and I was one of the little brothers. And so even though my parents weren't able to produce one for me, they connected me with that organization. And I had a big brother that came by once a week, and we would meet up and we would go out and do things. He would take me to like baseball games, football games. I went skiing with him. We went swimming at the Y. We did lots of things that, brothers would do. And so I was afforded that super, super amazing opportunity. So I had a big brother for quite a few years. So, yeah. I did Boy Scouts, believe it or not. Not for long. I realized that I didn't really care for it, but I did try it. I wore that beige brown outfit, and we had the little hat on the top and all the things. It was really nice. I had a good time, but I realized that it wasn't for me because I didn't really like being out in the elements. It wasn't always out there in the elements, but I didn't care for it when we had to be out there. So, hi, Cindy Lou. Welcome in. Yeah, very nice. Thank you so much for being here. Anyway, guys, I'm just now looking at the time. I'm realizing that we've been on here for almost an hour and a half. Oh my. So I will be wrapping it up shortly. I just want to make sure that I say hello to all of you wonderful folks. Also, I mentioned this earlier on, if you're peppering in after the beginning, I do want to say that I will be changing the time of my international verticals. So as of now, like the last several weeks, I've been doing it early Monday morning. I may move on to another day because there may be folks who live international that are not available early Monday morning. So I may change it up. So stay tuned. I will plan in advance for when that comes up. But for now, it's going to stay on Monday. All right. So that is all I have, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been wonderful. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay. Have a good one. Bye.